Hello, in this video we'll be going over long division of polynomials. So basically what this video is going to be about is, let's say we have let's say p of x equals x cubed plus 6x squared plus 7x plus 2, and you had let's say an algebraic expression, let's say x minus 4. And you wanted to find out what would happen if you divided this by that. So in terms, you want to see what would happen if you went x minus 4 divide by p of x. So this entire thing in there, okay? Now you particularly do this when you want to break up a polynomial. In terms, you want to break it up into parts so you can find the roots. So particularly cubics, I'll just draw you a basic cubic. A cubic looks like this. So a cubic is a polynomial where its highest degree is 3. Okay. So a cubic has the general form of this when it has y equals just x to the cube. Cubics, no matter what their coefficients are, will always cross the x-axis at least once. So you could have a cubic going like that. You could have a cubic going like this, where it cuts 3 times once, or you could have a cubic, let me draw this one a bit better, or you could have a cubic going like this, where it just touches, so it goes through once and then touches and then goes off like that. Okay, so there's these 3 models of cubics. So particularly you like to solve polynomials that would give you the roots to these cubics. So that's basically why you need to learn how to do long division on polynomials. But let's just get straight into a question so I can actually teach you how to divide them. So in this video, I won't be actually doing cubics. There will be cubics there, but I'm just going to show you the algebraic method you use to divide a polynomial. Only one of them will, the last one will it'll be finding the root to a polynomial. But the first 2 questions, I'll just be showing you how to do long division on a polynomial, okay? So let's get straight into it. So I have this polynomial here, p of x. It's just a random polynomial I've chosen out of a year, just a math book. And these are 2 algebraic expressions I have here. So I've got question 1a and question 1b. What I want you to do is basically I want you to divide this into that. So in terms, I want you to go x minus 2 divide by p of x. Okay? Okay, whatever you have here, I want you to divide it by p of x. Not divide by p of x. I want you to divide p of x by that. Okay? So the way we do this, I'm just going to do question A as an example. So you write it like this. You go x minus 2 divide by x cubed minus 5x all squared minus x plus 4. Alright, so straight off the back, you're probably thinking, oh, how do we do this at all? This is not like numbers at all. So straight off the back, the way we do this is we just look at this here, okay? We ignore our -2, alright? All I want you to do is get this x and this x cubed here, and I just want you to divide x cubed by x. In turn, I just want you to divide this, whatever's here, by that, okay? The x, right? So that is going to be x squared, right? And whatever you get here, I want you to put up here, x squared, right? I also then want you to get whatever you have up here, and I want you to multiply it by this. So in turn, I want you to divide this by that, whatever you get, x squared, put it up here, and then I want you to multiply this by whatever's here, alright? So that's going to be x minus 2, right? So all we're going to do is distribute this, so that we're going to have x cubed minus 2x squared, right? I'm going to get rid of these circles so to stop confusing people. Now whatever you have here, I want you to take this, whatever's here, and I want you to move it under here. And then I want you to subtract it from here. Right? So then we go x cubed minus x cubed is just going to be 0. This negative is going to act on here, so it's going to be a plus 2, right? So therefore, negative 5 plus negative 5x squared plus 2x squared is going to be negative 3x squared, right? And then you're going to bring this whole thing down here, so it's going to have a negative x plus 4. Right, that was a lot of steps. But now we're going to do the exact same thing again. So do you remember what the first step was? I want to see if you can have a go on your own. Alright, so the next step is we basically do the exact same thing we did at the start. We take whatever we have here and divide it by that. So we have negative 3x squared divided by x. That's going to be just negative 3x. We're going to put whatever we have here up here, so negative 3x, right? Then we're going to take whatever we had up there, negative 3x, and we're going to multiply it by this. So we're going to have negative 3x multiplied by x minus 2. Going to distribute that, and we'll get some algebraic expression. So we'll get negative 3x squared plus 6x. Alright? You see how I went from that to that? If you have any questions at all, leave some in the comments. Alright, now we have that. We're going to take what we have here, and we're just going to, oh, whoopsie daisy. Just going to move this. We're just going to take whatever we have here and put it under here in the brackets. So negative 3x squared plus 6. Right? And then we're going to subtract it. Right? So we're going to have negative 3x squared minus negative 3x squared. So this whole thing here will be 0. Right? You're starting to see a pattern. Then we're going to go negative x minus negative 6x. So we're going to have negative 7x, and we're going to bring the plus 4 down here. It's just pretty much an algorithm, pretty much. Now what are we going to do? We're going to do the exact same thing again. So we're going to take whatever we have here and divide, and that's going to get divided by this. So negative 7x divided by x is going to be negative 7. Whatever we have here, we put it up here, so negative 7. Alright, move that out of the way so it's not in our way anymore. Then we're going to take whatever we have here and multiply it by this whole thing here. So negative 7 multiplied by x minus 2 is just going to be negative 7x plus 14. Then we're going to take whatever we had here and put it down here. So we're going to have a whole bracket, so negative 7x plus 14, and we're going to minus it. Right? So we're left with negative 7x minus negative 7, so this whole thing's going to be 0. And we're going to have negative 14 plus 4, so we're going to have plus 10. So that's how you divide a polynomial, right? So we got a remainder of 10. So like how if you divide, when you divide numbers, you get remainders of like a number pretty much. All we did was divide this entire thing here by this, and we got a product of this and a remainder of 10. Right? That's pretty much long division. So I want you to try and find the remainder of b. Okay, I want you to have a go at b now, right? So the reason I put a in here is to show you how to do it, because it's quite complicated and the books don't give it justice on how to explain it pretty well. So yeah, I just thought explaining it to you straight off the back rather than letting you have a go on your own would help a lot of you. So I want you to have a go at b. So b, I want you to go x plus 1 divide by p of x, which is x cubed minus 5x squared minus x plus 4. Oops, hold up. My computer's lagging. Sorry. Alright. Minus 4 plus 4. Alright. I want you to complete this, and I want you to find the remainder. So whatever number is remainder when you divide this thing by that. Alright? Alright, so if you want to have a go, feel free to pause the video. Alright, let's do this again. So we're going to take whatever we have here and divide it by that. So x cubed divided by x is going to be x squared. Whatever we have here, we're going to put it up here. So I'm going to get rid of that arrow. So you're going to have x squared, and then whatever we have here, we're going to multiply it by this. So we're going to have x squared multiplied by x plus 1 is equal to x cubed plus x squared, right? Then whatever we have here, we're going to put it down here. So we're going to have x cubed plus x squared, and we're going to subtract it, right? So what we're left with, x cubed minus x cubed is going to be 0. If you're doing this right, whatever your first term here, it will always be 0, okay? If you don't get a 0 for this first thing here, you're doing it wrong. Alright, so negative 5x squared minus x squared is just going to be negative 6x squared, okay? And then we're going to move all this down here. Alright? Alright, cool, that was the first one. And then let's repeat the entire process. Whatever we have here, divide it by this. So we're going to have negative 6x squared divided by x is going to be negative 6x. And whatever we have here, we place up here. So negative 6x, right? And whatever we have here, we multiply it by this. So we go negative 6x multiplied by x plus 1. Oh, distribute that. So we're going to have negative 6x squared minus 6x. And I'm going to move this out the way. So whatever we have here, we're going to subtract it. We're going to put it here. So we're going to have negative 6x squared minus 6x, and you're going to put a negative sign here, right? So negative 6x squared minus negative 6x squared is going to be 0. And negative x minus negative 6x is going to be positive 5x, alright? And we're going to bring this plus 4 down here. Now we're going to repeat the same process again, right? So whatever we have here divided by whatever's here. So 5x divided by x is equal to 5. Place whatever we have here up here plus 5. Then whatever we have up here, this thing, multiply it by this. So you go 5 multiplied by x plus 1. So we're going to have 5x plus 5. And then whatever we have here, we're going to place it here. So 5x plus 5. And we're going to subtract it. Right? So we're going to have negative 5x minus 5x. So we're going to get 0. And then we're going to have 4 minus 5, which is negative 1. So the remainder is negative 1. Alright, cool. Hopefully you're starting to get into the rhythm of this, okay? So let's have a go at this one. So question 2, p of x is such and such, divide p of x by x minus 2, alright? And I want you to find the remainder, okay? So whatever is left over when you divide p of x by this, alright? So if you want to have a go, feel free to pause the video and have a go. Alright, straight off the back, let's write this out. So we're going to have x minus 2 divided by x cubed plus x squared minus 3x minus 6. Okay? Oh, I've put that a bit close. I'm going to move this down just a little bit. Alright, straight at the back. Whatever we have here, divide this by this term. So we're going to have, I'm just going to write this over here. X cubed divided by x is x squared. So put this up here. So we're going to have x squared, right? Then whatever we have here, we're going to multiply it by this. So we're going to have x squared multiplied by x minus 2, which is x cubed minus 2x squared, right? Then whatever we have down here, we're going to place it here. So we're going to put that in brackets. So we're going to x cubed minus 2x squared. And we're going to put a negative sign here. Okay, we're subtracting it. So when we complete this, we'll get 0. And when we complete this, we go x squared minus 2x squared. We're going to be left with plus 3x squared. And of course, we're going to move all this down here. Right? Cool. Right, now we're going to complete the whole process again. So we're going to have whatever we have here, divide by this. So we're going to have 3x squared divided by x is going to be 3x. They're going to place whatever we have here, up here. So we're going to have plus 3x. And then whatever we have here, we're going to multiply by this whole thing here. So you're going to have 3x multiplied by x minus 2 is equal to 3x squared minus 6x. Right? Then whatever you have here, you're going to place it down here in brackets. So you're going to have 3x squared minus 6x. And you can put a negative sign here. So we're going to complete this. So 3x squared minus 3x squared is going to be 0. Negative 3x minus negative 6x is going to be positive 3x, and we're going to move this negative 6 down here, right? And now we're going to complete this entire I'm just going to make that smaller. We're going to complete this entire algorithm again. So I'm just going to rub out all these red marks. So we're going to have whatever we have here divide by this. So we're going to have 3x divided by x is equal to 3. Right? Then whatever we have here, we place it up here. Then whatever we have here, we multiply it by this entire thing here. So we can have 3 multiplied by x minus 2, which equals 3x minus 6. Then whatever we have here, we're going to place it down here. So we're going to have 3x minus 6 minus, always remember the minus. So we're going to have 0 and 0. Now what does that mean? We have a remainder of 0. Well, if you divide something perfectly, that means you have a factor. If you have a remainder of 0 with a polynomial, therefore x minus 2 is a factor of p of x. So p of x was written like this, which is x cubed plus x squared minus 3x minus 6. We just divided this whole thing by x minus 2, and we got this. So we got x minus 2 multiplied by x squared plus 3x plus 3. Right? This whole thing here is the same as this whole thing here. So if you were to multiply this out using the FOIL method, you'd get this thing here. Okay? So what we found is it's the whole point of why we divide polynomials, right? So if you had something as like in p of x form like this, and you divided it by a factor, you broke it up into one of its roots and a quadratic that we could solve using the quadratic formula. But that's a story for another video. I hope you learnt how to complete long division, okay? Because it's a wiki process and it takes a while to get used to. It's a lot of back and forth with numbers and stuff. But I hope this video helped you. If it did, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe. I'm going to be doing more videos on this idea of a remainder of 0 and a factor of the polynomial. So I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.